All right, guys, welcome to day 25 of training to qualify for Tokyo 2025. On deck today, we have a full-on drive to Tampa Bay. We are driving to Tampa because we are racing tomorrow at the USF Alumni Invitational. We are racing the 800 meters. And guys, purely by chance, my buddy, my training partner, Shammy, is going to be racing at the same meet as I am. We're probably going to be in the same heat too. And also by chance, my oldest friend that I have of 16 years, boys, he was like a childhood friend of mine. I still hang out with him to this day. I'm going to meet him too. I'm actually staying at his place. He lives in Tampa Bay and 4 minutes away from the track. So you can't get much more convenient than that. But before we go, we have to pick up something at the Nike outlet store and then we'll be on our way to Tampa. All right, guys, we have the payload. We're now heading to Tampa. We've been showing a lot of Nike recently, but guys, I don't discriminate. I'll shop at Adidas or Asics. They just have to pay me $5 million for access to my 80 subscribers. I'm not gonna sell myself short. It's kind of funny, whenever I'm driving to Tampa or even down to America from Markham, I end up stopping at the exact same place by happenstance most of the time. Like whenever I'm just tired of driving or I just want to stretch my legs, I get off the road and I just end up at the exact same place year after year, time after time traveling. How you doing, Vinny?
Vincenzo. Oh, he's so cute, bro.
He's so cute. I love this stuff.
That's it. All right, even.
All right, guys, post-race review. Overall, I'm actually quite satisfied with my performance. I am quite satisfied with how the race went. Is this too much in my face? We had a seasonal best on the day with a 150.01. I'm not exactly too sure of the splits, but I'm pretty sure I negative split that 800 just by a little bit. How the race played out, I was actually very happy with the tactics I did. When the race went out, everyone was moving the first 100 to 130 meters. And I had the choice when the whole field suddenly slowed down just to whip around everyone and take the lead in the first 200 meters, or tuck in and hopefully we don't slow down too much. And these kind of decisions, it's like I'm talking to you about it right now, but you have a moment to decide and commit. Whatever you do, you have to commit. And I committed to the back, and between like 200 and 300, we were jogging. And between 300, 400, we really started ramping it up again. I'm really happy with how I played the race. I think I let the leaders go a little bit too much the last 300 meters, but the field started stringing out and I was navigating actually really well. With about like 170, 160 to go, I was catching the University of Tampa guy. He's actually the guy who beat me in my 800 meter season opener. And he was really starting to go to his arms, and I really committed between like 160 to like 100 meters to go. I really started like sprinting a little bit faster than I would have liked. I was trying to save some a little bit for later. And the reason why I made that commitment was just because what happens in the 800 is during coming off that last turn, everyone starts swinging wide. I didn't want to give him the option to swing wide and cut me off and clip me, and then my race would have been over. So I had to commit to go beside him, so he can't swing out now. I'm trapping him. But I talked to him after the race, and I was actually thinking this before I talked to him. I was thinking, I think he was suffering a lot more than I was at that point of the race. So I think I could have committed a little less to passing him and waited a little bit longer because he was so gassed. I don't think he was gonna swing out too wide anyways. But that's a lesson learned, guys. And with about 100 meters to go, I swung wide and I honestly thought I was going to win. I honestly thought I was going to win that race. And then I just tied up. I had a lot of energy left. I just tied up. It's encouraging and discouraging at the same time. The encouraging part is like my system was there. My muscles didn't allow me to. And it was a mixture of my muscles not allowing me to, and also at the same time, it was like when I get excited in a race, when I get really excited while I'm running, I start standing up. I have two things. When I get tired, I start going like this. And when I get excited, I start going like this because I'm thinking, go, 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 go. And now I'm like this. And at the end of a race, when I'm doing this, I just felt my momentum stop. And I felt like I was peg legging it the last little bit. But with 100 to go, I swear, guys, I was like, I'm gonna win this. And I didn't. I'm just not there yet. I'm pretty happy with my performance, given that a lot of these guys that I faced were 147 and 148 guys. I think there was like 2 or 3 148 guys, and there was a 147 guy. I'm a 147 guy myself, but these guys have been racing since, some of these guys have been racing since December. I've been kind of racing since a few weeks ago. And so they're further along in the season. So we can easily panic now, but I'm old enough, guys. I'm not going to panic. I understand there's a lot of people running fast times right now, and I can get caught up into doing something stupid or training way harder than I should, or doing, peak workouts at this point of the season. But I'm just happy with where I'm at. It was a season's best. The tactics of my race, I thought were really good. If this was further along in the season and I was fitter, I would have made that split-second decision to go to the front. If not in the first 100 to 200, I would have passed on the corner and just made that investment, and so I could cut back into lane 1. But I knew I didn't have that fitness as of right now. I think I would have if I did that, I really would have paid the price later. So I just let the race play out how it did. Given my fitness, given the circumstance of the race. Also, I didn't mention too, it was a windy day. It was a windy day, and the warm-up was a bit of like a bit of a shit show. But that's the messiness of racing. That's the messiness of NCAA racing. And that's why I love racing at this point of the season, even though I'm not in like fantastic fitness. I know a lot of people don't like racing until they're going to like run really, really fast. I just like running just so by the time you're in peak fitness, you've dealt with all the shit shows. You've dealt with your race being delayed. You've dealt with your race, oh, we're actually gonna go ahead of schedule. You've dealt with, hey guys, you're not allowed to do a stride 30 minutes before the race. and you've dealt with, sometimes they make you sit down in a tent. Other times there's no tent for you. You're sitting down in the sun. And so just dealing with that stress and dealing with those kind of like circumstances before the race for me is always, I'd rather do that when I'm not in the greatest shape. So by the time I'm in fantastic shape, I've dealt with this whole thing before. As I was saying, the wind was also 2.5 meters per second. And that was definitely part of my decision of not taking the lead. Because when that wind is blowing in your face, you're just like, nah, someone else can take this. And everybody else was in that mentality. That's why the race was so slow, especially the first lap. And that definitely played into the race not being super fast. I think if it was the perfect day, if everything went perfect and the race was strung out, like it was like a big strung out race, everyone's racing 800 meters and everyone's tucked in a file, I think I was in shape to run at max 148 mid. So running 150.0 in a very tactical race, running negative split and a 2.5 meter per second wind for my second race of the season. For me, I was overall happy, guys. I'm feeling pretty good about it. And not only that, we barely tapered. We worked out, I think, 72 hours before. As you guys been seeing, like we've had a huge training block where we're training super consistently. And we had 48 hours rest pretty much, like our 48 hours of easy work. But if you've been in a hard training block, guys, you know that's not too much. It's enough to have a good performance and a really good workout, and that's what we treated this as. So for our next meet in Miramar, which is on April 5th, we are with the big boys. This is a B-level meet, and this is going to count as part of my points towards my bid to make Tokyo 2025. And I'll explain that in a later video, how this qualification process works. But it's exciting times. We're going to taper for that Miramar meet. And guys, I honestly think that one of the biggest developments I made in the 2024 season, even though I was injured pretty much the whole thing, I actually made some huge developments in my speed. And I still feel that right now. So I'm hoping to show off that I have improved that in this Miramar meet. So it's exciting times. We're going to hit some fast workouts in the foreseeable future, and I will see you guys next time.